What's up everyone, Dan here. Welcome back to another video, welcome back to my channel. Stick around for later in the video because today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can lose that belly fat forever. So the first point I want to make before we get into the actual tips is a couple of disclaimers. To dispel some quick myths, there's no way that you can spot reduce fat. You can't choose a particular area of your body to reduce fat or target fat loss. For example, doing ab exercises, lower ab exercises, is not going to help reduce the fat in that particular area. It's going to depend on a number of factors, including genetics and where you store your body fat. Men often have this beer belly at higher fat percentages, where body fat percentages, where you're storing more fat around your lower torso and around your hips. But this is going to depend on between individuals. So there's no way that you can choose where to lose body fat from. It's just going to gradually strip off. Losing body fat, it comes down to ultimately an energy balance, so calories in versus calories out, which I'll get to later in the video. Also, you want to avoid diet fads like keto and paleo diets, which severely restrict carbohydrate intake. Yeah, you might lose fat short term in 8 weeks, but is this a sustainable way of eating long term? No, it's not. You're going to be severely lacking energy, and it could lead to a number of nutrient deficiencies as well by having such a low carb intake. So you want to set up a long-term way of eating foods that you enjoy, getting plenty of fruit and veg, and ensuring that you get all the micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to survive in your diet regularly. By setting up this long-term way of eating that you actually enjoy, you're far more likely to adhere to it long-term, and you're probably going to enjoy your diet and not really see it as a strict diet as such. It's just a long-term way of eating nutritious foods and getting that body that you desire. Lose fat over a long period of time in a slow and consistent manner that's not going to feel like a chore, and it's not going to restrict your lifestyle. I'm a big believer that eating foods that you enjoy and a nutritious diet that doesn't really feel like it's restrictive is going to aid you in the long term, and you're going to get better results. So how do you actually lose weight? Well, it all comes down to calories in versus calories out and this energy balance. Your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, is the total amount of calories your body needs to maintain your body weight based on your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, i.e. your resting calories. So if you sit there and do nothing all day, your BMR represents the number of calories your body needs to survive. Now, in order to get your TDEE, we apply an activity multiplier to this BMR, and that works out the total calories that you need to maintain your body weight based on the amount of exercise and the amount of activity you're doing. Now, rather than explaining the formulas for TDEE and BMR and you having to work it out yourself, it's much easier to use an online calculator. There are so many out there. So I'll put a screenshot up now. If you search TDEE on Google, and you'll find a number of these calculators where you can work out your maintenance calories. This is going to be based on a number of factors. So it's going to be based on your age, your height, your weight, your activity level, so how much exercise you're doing, and an estimate of your body fat percentage. Now, don't worry too much if you haven't got an estimate of your body fat percentage. You're still going to get a decent estimate from these calculators. So once you have got your TDEE, so your maintenance calories, in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning that you're consuming less calories than your body is burning. So what I would suggest you do to make it reasonable to actually achieve day to day and not being in a significant deficit over time, I would not go larger than a 500 calorie deficit versus your maintenance calories. So for simplicity, I would take 500 calories off this number, and then that is your calorie target for the day. So there are 3 macronutrients: protein, carbs and fat. Protein helps with growth and repair of muscle tissue and improving body composition. It's also beneficial in terms of a high protein diet is going to be easier to adhere to because it's higher satiety, which means it keeps you fuller for longer. So eating a high protein diet has been shown to increase adherence to fat loss diets. Carbs is a main source of energy for your body in the terms of glucose, and it's vital that you are getting carbs in as well as a certain amount of fibre per day. Fat is involved in hormonal regulation and protecting our vital organs, so it's really important that you don't neglect or restrict any of these particular macronutrient groups and you're getting a healthy balance of the three. Now, in order to maintain lean muscle mass and to help your adherence to a calorie deficit, it's important to keep your protein high. Now, generally it's recommended to have between 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo of your body weight in protein. I would usually urge you to go towards the higher end of this because many studies have shown that a higher protein intake in your day leads to higher satiety, so it's the most filling of the three macronutrients, being protein, carbs and fat. So each gram of protein has 4 calories, each gram of carbs has 4 calories, and each gram of fat has 9 calories. Now I'm just going to take you through a simple example to show you how to work out your macronutrients and how to work out your TDEE and then program this for yourself. So first of all, let's take an example. I'll put the details up on the screen of a 30-year-old male who's 5'10", 179 centimeters, weighs 80 kilos and is planning to exercise 3 to 5 times a week. So this would be classed as a moderate activity level. Now you can see on the screen that there'll be the maintenance calories for this. So the TDEE for this person would be around 2,740 calories. Now if we call this roughly 2,700 calories for the maintenance calories for this person. Now if we subtract 500 from this, we get 2,200, and 2,200 is going to be their cutting calorie target to lose fat. Now there's no magic macronutrient split between protein, carbs and fat. A lot of the time it's going to come down to personal preference and what you can adhere to. For some people, a higher carb, lower fat diet is going to work better for them. For some people, me included, I prefer a bit more fats and I struggle to eat a massive amount of carbs. So whatever diet that you're going to enjoy more and you're more likely to adhere to is going to give you better results. So for simplicity, in this example, we have 2,200 calories to hit for the day. Let's set protein at 30% of total calories. So 30% of 2,200 is 660. 660 divided by 4 because there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So 660 divided by 4 gives you 165 grams of protein for this person to hit for the day. Now, out of the 2,200 calories, we have 660 calories taken up by protein. So if we do 2,200 minus the 660 calories, we get 1,540 calories left to split between fat and carbs. Now let's take a slightly higher fat, lower carb example. So we have 70% of our calories left. We're going to split them between carbs and fat. Let's go, for example, 40% carbs and 30% fat, 30% protein. So 40% of 2,200 is 880 divided by 4 is 2 because there's 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. So 880 divided by 4 is 220 grams of carbs in this example. So in order to work out your fats, we know we have 660 calories for protein and 880 calories for carbs. So if we add these together and then subtract them from 2,200, we're left with 680 calories. Now 680 calories for fat, there's 9 calories per gram of fat. So if you do 680 divided by 9, you get between 75.5, so between 75 and 76 grams of fat. So in this example, in this slightly higher fat example, 30% protein, 40% carbs and 30% fat, these will be our total macros up on the screen now. As I say, there's no magic macronutrient split. So another example here would be, let's say if you are doing 2,200 calories for your cutting diet, if you want to slightly tweak the number that I've just done slightly to increase carbs, let's say we're keeping protein at 30%, so that 165 grams, and our remaining calories we're going to split 25% fat and 45% carbs. Now in this example, you would do 45% times 2,200. That's going to get you 990 calories for carbs, divided by 4 is going to be 247 grams. Now for the remaining calories for fat would then be 25% times 2,200. That's 550 calories divided by 9, because it's 9 calories per gram of fat. So 550 divided by 9 gets you 61 grams of fat. So in this split where you've tweaked it slightly, your macronutrient split, 30% protein, 25% fat, 45% carbs, it's going to be 165 grams protein, 61 fat, 247 carbs. So you can see here, you can just tweak it slightly based on your preferences. Again, you could up the carbs to 50%, fat down to 20%. Just keep protein fixed, in my opinion, for ease and simplicity. So now you've set up your macros and you need to track them. So I would recommend that you do this in MyFitnessPal. Put a screenshot up here if you're not familiar with it. So it's a really useful app where you can split out your meals and you can save them down as well. So if you keep your breakfast or your snacks consistent day to day, you can copy and paste between days, which is going to make it easier to track over time. It's also got a barcode scanner, so if you are cooking with multiple ingredients, you can just scan the barcodes in, weigh out your food using just a kitchen scale, and then scan the items into the app. It may seem a bit monotonous at the start, a bit boring, but I'm sure once you get into it for a few weeks, it gives you a better idea of what's in things, and you can eyeball things later on. So I would recommend at the start, if you are new to this, that you definitely do track everything explicitly. Once you've been tracking for a number of weeks, you'll get more used to it. It'll be just like second nature and habit, and it won't feel like a chore. Now, it's all very well and good setting this up, tracking in MyFitnessPal, but here's some quick practical tips to help you adhere to your diet. So plan the meals around times that suit you. If you're not that hungry in the morning, maybe save your calories for later in the day. If you prefer a breakfast, lunch and dinner, and just eating smaller snacks in between, do that. Make sure that you're hitting the high protein diet. It's going to keep you fuller for longer, and use volume eating where you're eating plenty of fruit and veg. One, because it's going to give you the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to survive, and it's going to give you a healthier diet anyway. But by padding out your meals with fruit and veg and doing big volume meals, it's low calorie for fruit and veg, so it's not going to add to your calorie. It's not going to impact your hitting your calorie targets, and it's going to keep you more full. So high protein and lots of fruit and veg, pad out those meals. Also make sure you are drinking plenty of water. Sometimes you don't actually need a snack between meals, it's just your body needing more hydration. So keep that water intake high, around like 3 litres, especially if you're working out, and that's going to help you adhere to your diet in the long term as well. My last tip is just to be patient. It should be a slow and steady process of losing weight in a sustainable way that you can do long term, where you're actually going to enjoy it as well. Combining this with your resistance training, so doing a structured program of training your body with weights or resistance bands, etc., 3 to 6 times a week, is going to massively benefit you in terms of improving your body composition. One point to note is, as you are going through this cut, as you gradually lose weight, because your body weight is coming down, your maintenance calories is going to reduce. So what you need to do is track your weight over time, ideally weigh yourself each day, first thing in the morning, then take an average for the week. Once you start losing weight, your maintenance calories will come down, so you need to make sure that you're checking your maintenance calories and readjusting. For example, if you start on 2,200 calories as a cut, your body weight comes down from 80 to 79 kilos. Maintenance calories will also come down, so you need to be gradually tapering off your calories during the cut. This only equates to probably around 100 calories every week or two. So just basically keep an eye on your weight and make sure that if you stagnate and your weight plateaus, it means that your maintenance calories is reduced and you need to reduce your calories slightly further. Really hope that you enjoyed the video today and you found it useful. If you did, reminder to please subscribe for more content, like the video, leave your thoughts in the comments. What macronutrient split will you prefer? Are you more higher fats or higher carbs? Let me know your thoughts, and look forward to seeing you on the next video, guys. See you later, bye.